Hi, my name is Haley Wood, and this is my EDL 856 Module 5 assignment, Understanding My Community, Maxville Elementary School. First up, our school is located in Stafford County, which has a population of about a little over 400 people, and the town that our school is located in has a population of about 530. Our elementary school has approximately 130 students in the elementary school. Our district covers a fairly large area, and we are primarily a farming community. The school has a large Hispanic population of about 42%, with the rest being Caucasian. And the county seat is located in a town little less than 10 miles away called St. John. So some customs and traditions of our community. We have fairly conservative views, and there's a lot of generational families that are primarily farming in the area, and these are a lot of hardworking individuals that do what they need to do to get things done. And I would say the majority of our population is in the middle to lower class. There are 3 churches in the town, and there are several towns and nearby communities that a lot of community members go to due to the denominations. And we also have a large Hispanic and white population, as stated before. That's the majority of what we have. There is a lack of store availability in our town due to the size. There are no grocery stores and very limited other stores, and so a lot of our community members, have to go to nearby towns to get what they need for groceries and other things. The school is kind of the livelihood of the town, so a lot of the customs and traditions for the community come through the school, whether that be through homecoming activities or sporting events or anything that the school kind of holds. Some population characteristics of our community. Approximately 23% of the community members have a bachelor's degree or higher. The median income of families in our community is about $43,000, with the median resident age being around 35. 21% of our residents are currently living in poverty, and as stated before, our district covers a large area of about 360 square miles. So due to this, a lot of our students are coming from towns that are quite a distance from our school. The main communication channels for our school include the district Facebook page, which is the main communication event. Excuse me. And the district also has a website, but this is not updated as often as the Facebook page is. There's also a newspaper for the county, and but our county does include 3 different school districts, and we also rely on the radio and TV for other communication ways. Letters are sent home to the parents just for communication between teachers and parents, or the school and parents. And there also is a language barrier that does exist due to the population, Hispanic population that we do have. Community groups that are available for our students include sports activities through the school, and there's also rec sports available for those before they get to junior high. Our school also offers a buddy program where the junior high and high school students are paired up with a student in the elementary school, and there's activities throughout the year where the students are allowed, just given the opportunity to communicate with each other and just build relationships and get to know each other. 4-H is also offered in the area, and there are several church youth groups that the students can be part of. For adults, some of the community groups that exist are the Booster Club, which is kind of also done through the school, the Lions Club, various churches, and Maxwell Pride is a group that exists kind of just to build involvement within the community. Since we are a small community, there's not a lot that does exist, so a lot does come through the church. So the leadership that exists in our community is mainly through the school. Due to the seat being in a different community, we don't have a lot of elected officials living in our community. So the school is kind of the main basis. This leadership comes from the school board members, administration, teachers, and coaches. I feel that kind of anyone involved in the school is kind of highly regarded within the community and who is looked up to, especially coaches with their involvement with the students. So some characteristics of the community leaders. I feel like they really invest their time and they work to try and put the students first and see what they can do to help the students and how that can translate to helping the community grow and thrive. These community leaders are involved in other aspects of the community. You can always see these teachers and other leaders out in the community involved in other things. They're very hardworking people, and I would consider them a people person, their social skills are very high, which I think is important just to keep that involvement and connection with the school and the community. So some economic conditions that exist, 13% living in poverty. Our sales tax is about 7.5%. There are limited housing and employment opportunities, and so due to this, a lot of our teachers within the school live in surrounding communities and drive to Maxville. And also, once our students get out of school, there's not too many opportunities available for them. Agriculture is kind of the main source of some of this employment or funding for the school. And so that's kind of a huge part of what our community is centered around. And about 70% of our students are on free and reduced lunch. So political structure. We receive our funding from the state and federal government. The board members and administration help decide locally what specifically that funding should be spent on. And a lot of kind of what we noticed around is there's a lot of really small schools, and so the question is, should they remain open? I know in Northeast Kansas there seems to be a lot of these smaller schools have conjoined into make larger schools, but here in South Central, Southwest Kansas that doesn't seem to be happening quite as frequently, and kind of unsure why that is, or I wonder how long it will take before kind of we see these similar things happening out our direction. So some social tensions that exist in our community is due to the white and Hispanic population. The cliques that exist are mainly due to kind of the families, those that have been around here for multi-generations, and kind of those just coming into the area. There is a kind of a large, I'd say, difference in income. We have a lot of very high income families and then a lot of very low, so the difference in that can exist, as well as the various religions that our members are involved in. As far as the gangs and drug abuse, I don't feel like that's a large issue that our community has to deal with. And we are in a cooperative agreement with a nearby town called Lewis. They had an elementary and high school, and here several years ago their high school was closed, and they made an agreement with Maxville that goes through 7-12. So when their students are out of elementary school, they come to Maxville, and there's an agreement with that. But I feel like this has also created some social tensions, because when they come over, I don't think they feel quite as welcome since they haven't been part of the Maxville community. And so this is kind of something that does exist. But overall, I feel like there's a fairly limited amount of social tensions that exist within our community. So the extra sources of information, I listed our school's Facebook page, which, like I said, was our main communication, as well as the school website. And I listed the Maxville Pride Facebook page. The board minutes are not shared online with the community members. I'm new to this district. This is my first year. And I also have not, as a teacher, those board minutes have not really been shared with me. Our school does have what we call a late start here this Wednesday. And I noticed on our schedule there is a small section to talk about the board meeting. So I'll be interested to see kind of what information they do share with us. But as far as I'm not aware that it is shared with the community currently. Our parents and community members can also go to the Kansas State Department of Education website just to gain more information about the school. So the power structures that exist within our school occur kind of in the normal way, with the school board being at the top. Our school board, I noticed, was mainly male and Caucasian dominated. And then next would be our superintendent and principal. Our superintendent for our school is also the elementary school principal, And so due to this, they also have a lead teacher for the elementary school just to kind of help alleviate some of those duties from the superintendent. And our school also has a district leadership team, which meets kind of to cover the main concerns of our district as a whole. And then next would be teachers and staff. I feel that our administration is also, it's male and Caucasian dominant, and our teachers and staff members, for the most part, I would say are female dominant, especially at the elementary level, and Caucasian. And due to our Hispanic population, this is kind of something interesting that I noticed that doesn't exist, is it is mainly Caucasian dominant. So multicultural, I feel like there's no major issues that exist. Culture is not highly observed in the school, and so I'm not sure how much of an issue this prevents kind of to our Hispanic population, but there is a language barrier that exists. There are limited displays in Spanish throughout the school, and the letters are sent home in English. As I learn more about the community I'm involved in the school, I'll be interested to see if this language barrier presents an issue for the school, but currently I haven't seen to be noticed any. So to measure the public opinion, the school had an open house at the beginning of the year for the parents to be involved in. But the public opinion is just kind of measured through communication with teachers, parents, community members, as well as administration, and through the social media sites. There was a survey posted online at the end of last year for parents and community members to take, and I believe this had, the main purpose was kind of for some key set requirements that our school is working on. So with that public opinion survey, it was kind of a school perception survey to see what parents thought of our school community and kind of how their students view success. It was shared on the Facebook page. I'm not really sure what the how well it was taken or how well the attendance for this survey was. And I'm also not sure what was done with the results. I'm interested to see this year as we start working with our the KISA process, if those results are shared with the school or kind of what was done with it. Was it just done to say, hey, community, we're trying to act like we're involved and care what you have to say, or if we'll truly use it to kind of help our students and make a positive change in our school. Thanks for watching and learning a little bit about my community.